Good evening, you're now with me, Amira Shawel for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. The United States supports Sarawak's effort in clean energy. SUKMA 21 Sarawak 2024 projected to boost Malaysian sports tourism. Gabungan Parti Sarawak fully in favour of state constituency redelineation plan. The United States of America fully supports Sarawak in its effort to produce clean, renewable energy. According to U.S. Ambassador to Malaysia, Edgar D. Kagan, Sarawak has shown commitment to introducing sustainable, renewable energy. Sarawak's rich natural resources enable it to become a true pioneer of clean energy worldwide.
I also wanted to come and, highlight our commitment to supporting Sarawak as it tries to strengthen its environmental protections. Obviously, I think this is something that offers tremendous potential for us to work together, to highlight our commitment to working together on clean energy, because I think that Sarawak is a true leader in this. So part of my goal in coming was to learn more about what Sarawak is doing on clean energy, but particularly hydrogen. I think that what Sarawak is doing is incredibly impressive, and I think there's potential to do more.
At the same time, Agat also conveyed his wish to collaborate with Sarawak in the education sector. He said this when met by the media after paying a courtesy call on the Sarawak Premier, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, at his office in the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly earlier today. For the record, Sarawak is ahead of other regions in Southeast Asia in tackling global climate change, in line with the 2015 Paris Agreement. Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said this is possible through a daring and systematic energy transition plan. Abang Johari reaffirmed his commitment to ensure Sarawak continues to lead in the green economy agenda in the region for sustainable development, in line with the post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030.
The 21st Malaysia Games SUKMA in Sarawak serves as an important pillar in boosting the sports tourism sector in Malaysia. This national sports event is expected to attract more than 1,000 athletes to compete in all 37 sports, thereby highlighting Sarawak as an important hub for sports and culture.
Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development Sarawak, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, said that all 9 divisions in Sarawak will serve as competition venues. He said this will provide an opportunity for the people of Sarawak to witness the events and support the competing athletes. A comprehensive marketing campaign will accompany the preparations for the 21st SUKMA Games, aimed at attracting international sports fans and showcasing the various tourist attractions that Sarawak has to offer.
We are currently intensifying the promotion of SUKMA. Extensive efforts and events exposure are underway through our official websites and various social media platforms.
He said this in his ministry's winding-up speech during the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly Dune sitting earlier today. He added that sports tourism is part of the effort to diversify offerings and promote sustainable tourism experiences in Malaysia.
Apart from concentrating on the event itself, this is our chance to tap into sports tourism sector, providing opportunities to boost our domestic economy and visitors to Sarawak, apart from generating interest in sports in all these 9 divisions. Other than showcasing international sports infrastructure, this will be a golden opportunity for the athletes as well as visitors to explore into Sarawak's diverse and rich cultural heritage.
Sarawak saw a significant increase in tourism receipts from the period of January to April 2024, totaling 4.17 billion ringgit, an increase of 27.43% compared to the same period in 2023 with 3.27 billion ringgit. Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Sarawak, Dr. Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah said this is due to Sarawak recording a 25.46% increase in tourist arrivals during this period at 1.62 million tourists compared to 1.3 million the previous year.
According to him, these figures not only highlight Sarawak's resilience and growing prominence in the tourism sector, but also reflect the successful implementation of strategic marketing and development initiatives aimed at attracting both domestic and international tourists.
My ministry forecasts that the tourism industry will continue to recover throughout 2024 as both local and foreign visitors return.
He said this in his ministerial winding-up speech at the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly sitting earlier today. Meanwhile, in 2023, Karim said Sarawak welcomed a record 3.92 million tourists, marking a substantial 93.82% increase from the previous year.
In 2023, Sarawak received 3.92 million visitors, which was an increase of 93.82% as compared to the same period in 2022, and generated ringgit Malaysia 9.99 billion in tourism receipts, an increase of 101.41%, which contributed to about 7.11% to Sarawak gross domestic product, or GDP.
Highlighting Sarawak's growing appeal as a key destination, he said the region accounted for around 20% of Malaysia's total visitor arrivals last year.
For 2024, the ministry's projection is to have 4 million visitors arrival, bringing in an estimated ringgit Malaysia 10.19 billion in tourism receipts and contributing 7.25% to Sarawak gross domestic product, or GDP.
The review for the redelineation of Sarawak State's constituency is justified given that the last exercise was conducted in 2015. Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts (MTCP), Dr. Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah pointed out that this would allow additional seats for new constituencies. Furthermore, Karim, who is also the Vice President of Parti Pusaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB, revealed that Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS remains open to any decisions made by the Election Commission, even if it involves the creation of new seats.
Dalam perlembagaan Malaysia, kita boleh mengadakan delineation, penambahan kerusi tiap-tiap 8 tahun. Jadi untuk Dewan Undangan Negeri dan juga untuk Parlimen, masanya sudah tiba, boleh diadakan untuk dua-dua. Kerana the last delineation process that we did, whether it's for the state constituency ataupun parliamentary constituency, more than 8 years ago.
He said in response to reporters' questions about the suggestion from GPS Secretary General Dato' Seri Alexander Nantalinggi concerning the delineation of Sarawak State's constituencies within the Kapit, Hulu Rejang and Kanoit parliamentary constituencies. According to Nanta, the Election Commission will have the final say on the creation of new constituencies.
The Sarawak government has allocated 30 million ringgit to the Sarawak Land Consolidation and Rehabilitation Authority, SUKMA, to develop high-quality, cost-effective animal feed derived from palm oil. This initiative, announced by the Minister of Food Industry, Commodity and Regional Development Sarawak, Dato' Sri Dr. Stephen Rudi Utom, includes the construction of a palm kernel crushing plant in Lubuk Antu and a ruminant feed plant in Saratok, along with the production of other key feed ingredients.
In view of the increased cost of animal feed, my ministry has entrusted SUKMA and SEDC, Sarawak Economic Development Corporation, to venture into the production of animal feed by utilizing the agricultural biomass that is in line with the Sarawak government green and circular economy policy.
Rundi said this in his ministerial winding-up speech at the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly today. Further expanding this initiative, the Sarawak Economic Development Corporation, SEDC, is set to produce pelleted cattle feed using palm oil biomass. Following that, a new plant in Cebu is poised to begin operation this year and is expected to produce approximately 3,200 metric tons annually. Rundi further noted that the palm kernel crushing plant at Lubuk Antu is on track, with a projected annual output of 13,500 metric tons of palm kernel expeller starting in the second quarter of 2025.
As for a ruminant feed plant in Seratok, the installation of machine and equipment is expected to complete third quarter of this year. The plant has the capacity to produce 20,000 metric tons of palm pellet for ruminant feed annually.
The 2024 Sarawak State Level Gawai Dayak Parade, scheduled for June 15, will feature 3,300 participants from 110 contingents. Billy Sujang, chairman of the 2024 Sarawak State Level Gawai Dayak Parade Working Committee, said this grand parade would include contingents from the Iban, Bidayuh and Orang Ulu communities. For the first time, the parade will also see participation from the Kedazan Dusun community, represented by the Kedazan Dusun Cultural Association KDCA Sarawak branch.
Kontingen terbesar kalau kita lihat di sini adalah daripada masyarakat Iban dengan 38 kontingen, diikuti dengan komuniti Bidayuh sebanyak 25 kontingen, kontingen Orang Ulu sebanyak 7 kontingen, dan seperti yang saya kata tadi daripada Kedazan Dusun sebanyak 3 kontingen. Okay?
Billy said this during a press conference held at the media room of the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly earlier today. Elaborating further, Billy revealed that the 1.3-kilometer parade will start from the Tun Jugah building and conclude at the main stage at Kuching Waterfront at 2 p.m. The parade will be led by Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Uga Ambas, who is also the chairman of the 2024 Gawai Dayak Celebration Main Committee.
Dan yang menanti kontingen ini nanti adalah hadiah yang menanti kontingen ini nanti. Hadiah yang akan dibawa pulang adalah sebanyak RM10,000 bagi juara, dan tempat kedua sebanyak RM7,000 dan tempat ketiga sebanyak RM5,000. Kalau sebelum ini kita hanya memilih satu kontingen terbaik.
Premier Sarawak Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Joritun Openg is expected to grace the event.
Coming right up after this break, Prime Minister to decide on replacement for the late Mutang Tagal. And in world news, Indonesia flood death toll rises to 50 with 27 missing. Right here on Tvs Nightline, stay tuned. The government is yet to nominate a candidate to replace the late Senate President Datuk Mutang Tagal, who recently passed away. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Fadilah Yusof said this is under the discretion of Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, who will make a decision on Mutang's replacement.
Belum ada, tak tahu. Selalunya ini bidang budi bicara yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri untuk dibincangkan dengan Di-Pertuan Agong. Jadi dia pun belum tak tahu sama ada dia akan berbincang dengan siapa-siapa. Saya pun belum tahu. Dia sibuk lagi di Qatar. Tunggu dia balik. Tanya yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri nanti.
Fadilah said this in reply to a question by the media regarding the vacancy of the Senate President position following the recent death of its incumbent, Datuk Mutang Tagal. Fadilah explained that Anwar, as the main leader of the unity government, needs to propose Mutang's replacement to the King, Sultan Ibrahim, for His Majesty's consent.
Di bawah budi bicara yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri dan untuk dipersembahkan kepada Di-Pertuan Agong untuk diputuskan. Siapa belum tahu lagi, daripada parti mana ataupun negeri mana pun kita belum tahu. Masih terlalu awal untuk apa. Okay.
On Monday, GPS Secretary General Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi expressed hope that the late Senate President's replacement will be appointed from among Sarawak's representatives to complete the remaining 3 years of the term. Mutang passed away at the National Heart Institute in Kuala Lumpur last Friday. The 70-year-old Mutang was sworn in as the 20th President of the Senate on February 19. He was the first Orang Ulu to be appointed to the position and had previously served as Bukit Mas MP in Sarawak from 1982 to 1990. He had an educational background and practiced in the field of law.
When asked about the progress of the Memorandum of Understanding MOU regarding funding for the opposition, Dr. Sri Fadilah Yusof revealed that the draft agreement is currently being finalised.
Perjanjian ini sedang dimuktamadkanlah, the draft and so on. Tapi saya tak tahulah di peringkat PN, Pembangkang, sama ada yang kata tak perlu agreement, ada yang tak, saya pun tak tahu. Tapi apa pun kita akan melihat. Kita siapkan draft itu, kita akan berikan pada mereka.
Dijangka bila siap? Dalam masa terdekat sekali?
Bila dia siap lah.
Seminggu? 2 minggu?
Saya tak ada beri tempoh waktu sebabkan ianya perlu diedarkan kepada semua majlis kerja tertinggi untuk diluluskan.
Among the key focuses of the MOU are development and economic recovery, as well as avoiding issues that could cause division along religious, royal and racial lines, or 3R. On April 18, the meeting of the High Leadership Council of the Unity Government Secretariat, chaired by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, agreed in principle to allocate funding to opposition members of Parliament, with the draft MOU to be prepared beforehand.
Malaysia has secured potential exports of products and services totaling 700 million ringgit during Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim's brief official visit to Qatar. The export commitments were made by various Qatari captains of industry during a business roundtable meeting with Anwar earlier today. Announced Investment, Trade and Industry Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz at a dinner with the Malaysian diaspora in Doha on Monday.
Earlier in the day, 45 prominent Qatari captains of industry from 36 companies attended the roundtable meeting, representing sectors such as food and food processing, pharmaceuticals, building materials, real estate and construction, education, hospitality and healthcare, finance, aviation, retail distribution, and digital economy. During the roundtable dialogue, Anwar, who is also Finance Minister, reiterated Malaysia's commitment to strengthening bilateral ties with Qatar, particularly in trade and investment. He emphasized Malaysia's compelling value proposition, where robust infrastructure, the rule of law, skilled and trainable talent, disciplined project implementation, and a vibrant business ecosystem make it an attractive destination for investors, aspiring to make Malaysia their strategic manufacturing or service hub for the Asian market to capture fresh opportunities for growth and diversification. The roundtable meeting was also attended by Malaysia's Foreign Minister, Dato Seri Muhammad Hassan, and Higher Education Minister, Dato Seri Dr. Zamri Abdul Kadir. During the meeting, existing investors and importers expressed their appreciation for Malaysia's efforts in creating an enabling environment for investment and business growth. This discussion underscored Malaysia's and Qatar's shared commitment to explore new avenues for cooperation by capitalizing on the synergies between both economies.
The Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation (MOSTI) projects that the National Research, Development, Innovation, Commercialization and Economy (RDICE) roadmap will yield a significant 9.21 trillion ringgit boost to the gross domestic product (GDP) by 2030. This strategic plan endorsed in Tuesday's National Science Council NSC meeting chaired by Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Fadila Yusof will be rolled out gradually from this year until 2030.
In a statement, the ministry reported that all stakeholders have reached a consensus to collaborate by sharing data and information pertaining to their individual research and development endeavors. This sharing will occur within a national master ecosystem platform aiming to optimize the nation's research, development and commercialization capacities. The NSC also supports the concept of boosting the blue economy for sustainable maritime growth, thus promoting resilience and prosperity. Therefore, MOSTI said that it can generate returns from the marine sector, targeting a GDP contribution rise from 21.3% to 31.5% by 2030, with the involvement of 13 relevant ministries. It was agreed in the meeting that the Ministry of Economy will take the lead in ensuring holistic coordination, sustaining engagement sessions with stakeholders, including state governments.
Rescuers recovered more bodies today after weekend flash floods and cold lava flow on Indonesia's Sumatra island killed at least 50 people and left another 27 missing. Hours of heavy rain caused large volcanic rocks to roll down one of Indonesia's most active volcanoes into 6 districts on Sumatra island Saturday evening, while flooding inundated roads, homes and mosques.
Workers clean up damaged buildings after the deluge, while rescuers deployed a thermal drone to help with the search, using excavators and their bare hands to try to find survivors in the rivers and rubble.
Kendala di lapangan dengan luasnya area dampak dari bencana lahar dingin dan bandang ini, tentunya diperlukan banyak peralatan dan sumber daya yang punya kompetensi yang untuk melakukan pencarian. Alhamdulillah saat ini beberapa titik kita juga sudah dibantu oleh pihak Pemda melalui PPR dan 205 dengan eskapator dan juga peralatan pompa.
The West Sumatra Search and Rescue Agency raised the death toll from 44 to 50 and said 27 people were still missing and 37 had been injured. More than 3,300 people have also evacuated from the affected areas. Authorities warned the death toll could rise further as the search for the dozens missing continued. They said the search was urgent as rescuers had only a golden time of 6 days to find survivors.
Israel's military operation in Rafah has set truce negotiations with Hamas backward. This was according to mediator Qatar's Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdulrahman, who said that talks have reached almost a stalemate.
Especially in the past few weeks, we have seen some momentum building, but unfortunately things didn't move in the right direction. And right now, we are in a status of almost a stalemate. Of course, what happened with Rafah has set us backward.
Qatar, which has hosted Hamas' political office in Doha since 2012, has been engaged along with Egypt and the United States in months of behind-the-scenes mediation between Israel and the Palestinian militant group. Israel continued to fight Hamas in Rafah on Monday, despite US warnings against a full-scale assault on the South Gaza city that is crowded with displaced Palestinians. Israeli politicians were indicating by their statements they will remain there, they will continue the war. Mohammed said there is no clarity on what Gaza will look like after the war. Meanwhile, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees has reported that currently almost 450,000 individuals have been displaced from Rafah since Israel commenced issuing evacuation orders for the southern Gaza city 8 days ago.
After the attack on 7 members of the World Central Kitchen (WCK), it was expected that Israel would cease targeting civilians, particularly those engaged in aid distribution or affiliated with international communities. Yet Human Rights Watch has documented that Israeli government continues to target identified aid worker sites in Gaza despite receiving information about their locations for safeguarding purposes.
The rights watchdog reported 8 instances where aid convoys and facilities were targeted, resulting in the deaths of at least 15 individuals, including 2 children. In each of these 8 cases, the organization had shared their coordinates with Israeli authorities, only to be subsequently attacked by the very government from whom they sought protection. According to UN data, these casualties add to a grim tally of over 258 workers who have lost their lives in Gaza since the conflict began over 7 months ago. It reveals inherent deficiencies within the purported deconfliction system, which is designed to safeguard aid workers and facilitate the secure delivery of crucial humanitarian aid in Gaza. As of now, Israel's relentless bombardment and ground offensives in Gaza have since killed at least 35,173 people, mostly civilians, according to the Gaza Health Ministry.
Despite the persistent efforts of pro-Palestinian advocates on social media urging celebrities to speak out for ceasefire in Gaza's ongoing conflict, notable figures such as Zendaya, Taylor Swift and others have opted to stay silent and turn the other cheek. Their silence has made them targets of the Blockout 2024 movement, which originated on TikTok as a response to the perceived disparity between the extravagant Met Gala and the harsh realities faced by the Palestinian population.
One instance of that is influencer Halle Bailey, who posted on TikTok lip-syncing "Let Them Eat Cake," a phrase notoriously made famous by Marie Antoinette, which symbolizes the callous disregard of the rich towards the poor. Meanwhile, reality star Kim Kardashian lost hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers in recent days and took to the media to complain, even threatened those involved in the movement. Global superstar Taylor Swift also saw a decline of more than 200,000 followers since Thursday. University of Essex Professor Natasha Lindstedt said that the loss of followers could be short-lived and advised the celebrities that it would be wiser to just wait out the backlash, especially given the sensitive nature of the Gaza genocide. However, not all celebrities took the oath of silence, as Oscar-winning actress Susan Sarandon was one of the few celebrities who openly spoke at a pro-Palestinian rally in November, but was dropped by her talent agency. The list of celebrities grows day by day, but this phenomenon of celebrity boycott is not only limited to the US. Malaysia has also started to block out celebrities and influencers that promote brands that are linked to Israel, such as Maggi, Milo, Cadbury, and others.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Amira Shawel. Thank you for watching and have a good night.